r/ask Reddit. What is your favorite quality versus quantity example? Approximately 30 years ago I bought a couple of cooking spoons, each a solid piece of stainless steel. Paid $6 total. My mother-in-law beached at me for wasting money because I could have gotten the cheap chromed ones with plastic handles for $3.78 total. I said the two I chose would last longer. She said I just wanted fancy things and thought I was better than other people. I'm still using mine 30 years later. Hell, my grandchildren will probably be using them. They are beautiful and functional. Edit, as requested. The spoons. https imgur.com/8wrnf03. I never understood that viewpoint. That wanting to spend a little extra for quality means you think you are better than everyone. It's not like you bought a Rolls Royce. They are only spoons. Edit. To all the people who think I am shaming Rolls owners, go look for something else to be offended by. I am comparing the low cost of upgrade in the spoons, a couple dollars, to the much larger upgrade of the Rolls. I know, right? And it's not just that Mill was looking for reasons to pick at me. She would almost always buy the cheapest possible tools and clothes and grooming supplies. The only thing she spent lavishly on was food. I think she legitimately thought I was a snob because I took care of my skin, not even fancy products, and tried to buy good tools. I shop at thrift stores and garage sales and I don't demand designer clothes and stuff. Friends, keep the circle small. Edit. Thank you for the 2 silvers, kind strangers. Smiling face. Friends, do what works for you when it comes to friendships. I am older, been a lot of places and experienced a lot. Time is the greatest test and your greatest teacher. Much love to all of you. Red heart is an exclamation mark. It's likely that you will only have a small number of really close friends, but we shouldn't make a virtue out of having few friends. Keep your closest homies close, but it's fine to have circles of medium friends, work buddies, acquaintances. We shall strive to be friendly with people and not retreat into a no new friends mentality. Agreed. I live in the Boston area and was born here, but I hear from new transplants that it is so hard to make new friends here, because the mentality seems to be, you form your core clique early and then that's it. No new friends because you don't have the time. So then if you move here and don't already have your clique and you aren't still in school, you're kinda stuck. I'm much more outgoing and I really enjoy making new friends. I still have my core group of a few very close friends, but a much wider network of medium work friends. Also, one of said medium work friends eventually became one of my besties and now her and her husband are godparents to my child. If you set up a mental roadblock of I only need X friends, then you are not only missing out on potential great friendships, but you are essentially creating a shunning situation to anyone new to the area. Tools. 1 quality screwdriver, wrench or whatever will last you a lifetime and can replace dozens of cheap tools. I like Adam Savage's take on this. Buy the cheap tool first, and if you use it often buy a better one. No use in buying expensive tools which you don't use a lot. I call that the Harbor Freight rule. If you find you need a tool you don't own, buy the Harbor Freight knockoff, and if you use it enough it fails, then you know you use it often enough that it's worth it to invest in a quality product. If you only use it once or twice a year, you'll likely never wear it out, and it wasn't worth it to spend big money on quality. Edit. Holy exploding inbox. Batman. Row. Thanks for all the love. Folks, it means a lot that so many of you have been genuinely helped by this tip. Many warm fuzzies. A nice fitted suit versus 3 ill-fitted suits purchased from an average place. Same price, but makes a world of difference. The worst suit I've ever been fitted for is my birthday suit apparently. Needs ironing. Work. You will have some bosses that say take any time you need. Get your job done and be ready to work when you have to, while others want your butt in a chair at your desk for 8 hours every day. No questions asked. I'm a software engineer for an application used by a call center. We had a major release that helps automate some of the steps that the call center workers would otherwise do manually. It cut the average call time by about 40%, which we were really happy about. A few weeks later, One of the call center managers asked if we could remove the new feature because the employees weren't spending enough time on phone calls. This completely incompetent moron thought quantity of work was literally the only thing that mattered. I was like, dude, the whole point is to keep customers happy by limiting the length of their calls. He was ready to duck over our customers and all of his employees for no reason. Edit. It wasn't something they were getting measured on. Although, I totally see where you guys are coming from there. I don't believe anybody was let go, but I think they did eliminate some open positions. It was probably impacting a metric that his annual review depended on. Alfredo's Pizza Cafe vs. Pizza by Alfredo. Pizza by Alfredo is a hot circle of garbage. It's a hate crime in a dish. For me, it's working out. I do about 10-15 legit push-ups per set instead of rushing and doing 100 not legit push-ups. Edit. I do not mean that you should stop on this. I agree with all that you must increase reps or add on additional weight. My point is that doing your workout in right pose and right shape is more important than doing many but not in right pose. That's it. P.S. I also said that I do 10-15 reps per set. I do about 5 sets, so count that up. Same here. I just do one push-up, but it's ducking amazing. One is all you need. People who can't stop talking all the time but their words mean nothing, and people who only say a few words but they are valuable. Word. Brevity is the soul of wit. Clothing. I used to buy so many cheap items of clothing because it was only a few dollars. Then one day I realized I had so much clothing but nothing that great or that lasted more than a few uses. It's so much better to buy a couple of good quality pieces of clothing that you can wear for multiple occasions than to buy a bunch of cheap stuff. This so much. I used to buy pants for like $20 a pair, because what psycho spends $100 on a pair of jeans? Finally I realized, yay, the pants were $20 each, but I was going through 3-4 pairs a year. Went out, spent a few hundred on some higher quality jeans and shorts, and have had the same pairs for going on 4 years now. Still no holes or anything. I got a pair of Levi the other month, out of curiosity of what spending that much more would get me. I have no idea if they will last, but they are a much better fit than the cheaper jeans I bought on the same day. I know they aren't the best in the business, but I was pleasantly surprised to find there was actually a step up. A party. I used to party a lot because I thought that's what fun was supposed to be. Now I just sometimes go to the parties I myself really like. Much better. I tried going to rages and found that they just weren't my thing. I'd always feel weird in high school and college when I would say no to parties like that, since I felt like I should have been going. But even so, I'd much rather chill around a bonfire, watch movies and play games, and just keep the parties smaller with a closer group of friends. Found it to be much more fun that way. I feel like a lot of people attend the big parties because there is more of a pool of potential friends, hookups and potential partners. Once I started seeing someone, the big parties just didn't have much appeal to me other than hanging out with friends. When I became single again, they were a great way to meet new people though. Ducks. I'd rather have one really great duck than a bunch of shitty ones. How do you measure if your duck is great or shitty? How do you know if your pizza is great or shitty? Some things you just know. There's been a recent trend of TV shows only having like 10 episodes per season instead of 20+, and a lot of times it's so much better for the show. British TV has been doing that for years, largely due to budget constraints, and it's one of the reasons many of the big dramas are really tight on the story and characterization. I'm glad to see it's a trend that American TV is jumping on. Yeah, British TV was kind of hard for me to get into at first because of that. I would think 5 episodes for a season? Really? That's it? But over time you realize that each episode is better made than if you had a 20-season show. I'd rather eat in one great restaurant once a month than go somewhere crap or order takeout on a more frequent basis. I go somewhere crap once a month. I'm the opposite. I've eaten at a few really nice restaurants because my family likes that kind of thing, and I have never found the food at $50 100/person places to be worth the difference compared to a $10 15/person place. Service is usually better. Edit. Got a lot of panties in a bunch with this. Some people like different stuff than you. It hurts to hear, but it's the way things are. Not everyone who disagrees with you just hasn't had actually good food, or must be going to the wrong places, or has broken taste buds. My mom's last days, 2 weeks from pancreatic cancer diagnosis to her death. We were expecting to be able to care for her at home for at least a couple of months. She refused treatment, but 2 days after coming home, realizing how much strain would be put on us to care for her, my eldest niece was on the verge of dropping out of her final year of school to look after her beloved granny. I think my mom, always a stubborn independent one, just decided, nah, not doing this to my family. I'm going to go see my husband. But honestly, the 2 days we had with her were all quality. Someone was sitting with her every second. She battled to speak at the end, but her kids and grandkids and her puppy were all there. We all got to say everything that had always been unsaid. When we ran out of words, we sang to her. She literally died in her granddaughter's arms. Of course, we'd have loved a bit longer, but for her, quality was definitely better than the quantity that would just have included increasing suffering and dependence and indignity. My sister-in-law was terminally ill. She had suffered for a few years plodding along, but I think she had enough. She had a great day with my wife, and when she got home she didn't take the medication she needed to live. She died on the sofa lying down chatting with my wife. We didn't find out till later that she didn't take her meds. My wife thinks maybe she was too weak to get them. I know different. She was an incredibly strong, independent woman. She'd had enough and went out on her own terms after having a great day. That's probably one of the best ways to pass, with family caring for you and there for you. Studying. I have friends who study for hours and hours but don't target specific material in a way that's effective. There have been tons of academic studies that show which kinds of studying are the most effective for retention, so I stick to those and end up studying for far less time. Edit. Worst studying techniques are cramming and rereading or highlighting the material. Best studying techniques are slower and cumulative and involve rewriting the material into a study guide or flashcards, as well as doing lots of practice questions. I have a book recommendation for you. Deep Work by Cal Newport. Think you'd like it? D-edit. Link to its Goodreads page http://www.goodreads.com bookshow/25,744,928 Deep Work. It depends on your goal. Scrumming was plenty effective for me at getting a test done the next day and for getting 90% of the class 1 hour afterward. Makeup. Can't believe no one else has said this, and I don't mean to shame anyone too much. Makeup is disgusting, but you can get a good coverage with good quality products instead of having to reapply shit stuff by layers. Man, makeup is such a crapshoot. You can buy a $10 foundation and it can be amazing or awful. Same goes with a $50 foundation. You can read or watch all the reviews first, but everyone's skin and preferences are unique, so it will work differently for you. I know this is kind of a tangent, but I felt it was worth mentioning. I recently went to Sephora to get a new foundation with SPF, and they gave me little sample cups of a couple different ones to try at home. I think they do samples of almost anything that can be easily put into a sample portion. It's not a lot of product, but definitely enough to know if something is right for your skin before dropping a lot of money on it. Shoes, especially if you're active and or work on your feet. Death. I'd rather die once and do a quality I am out of here than die and keep respawning. What if you die to some cheap exploit? That would be bullshit. Better to stay quiet and be assumed an idiot than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Speak little but say a lot. After a while, people will begin to realize that when you do open your mouth, it's because you have something important to say and tend to listen much more closely than they would to a chatterbox making the same point. Better speak up to be proven an idiot than stay quiet and remain one. Yes, but also remember, he who does not ask remains a fool forever. Don't be afraid to have questions before you've reached the point where you can speak little but say a lot. Birthdays and anniversaries wouldn't be special if you had them every day, right? Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.